Welcome to the Chicago Bears podcast perspective. I was going to make a video about Mitch Trubisky's first start anyways, but then I had this, I watched the Chicago Bears, the Bears Brothers podcast, which I listen to every time they post, and I highly recommend if you are a Bears fan, check them out. But they posted a video today of their perspective on Chicago Bears quarterbacks throughout their life. And I think the guy that was talking is like maybe 25 years old, around that. I'm 34. And I just wanted to talk about what I remember. As a kid, of course, I do recall Jim McMahon. I remember when he was traded more than anything. And I remember bringing in Jim Harbaugh, and I was such a huge Jim Harbaugh fan. I was so young. I mean, at the time I watched football a lot, but it wasn't as accessible today as it is today to see Chicago Bears play, because I do live in Tennessee, so I'd watch the 49ers a lot. I remember when we got Rick Meyer, and I was really excited about that because I'd see him in other teams and everybody talked highly of him. And man, he looked like Mike Glennon. you know. My dad was a huge Steelers fan, so when we got Cordell Stewart, I was real excited. But Cordell did not play like Randall Cunningham up in age or Michael Vick. And I remember we played Dallas with Cordell Stewart, and I think we won that game. I think Emmitt Smith left with a neck injury, and I think we won. And that might have been the open night of our stadium, but we only won a couple of games that year. So, and as the years went by, I remember going through the ups and downs of everybody. I remember liking Jim Miller a lot. And then there were so many. Chad Hutchinson, which I think was a baseball player, that was our quarterback. And then we drafted Rex Grossman. Huge fan of Rex Grossman. One of the strongest arms I've ever seen. I still take up for him in certain ways to this day. I mean, a guy that don't get to walk for 3 years straight. You just look at RG3. That has something to do to your learning curve and ability. And I remember the day Rex Grossman came back against Atlanta Falcons, and just the buzz and the energy that team have. And I remember that first 20-yard dart over the middle that put us either in the red zone, and it just lit everybody up. There was so much buzz and belief in Rex Grossman. Then, of course, he didn't work out. Took us to a Super Bowl, but was just not good enough in the Super Bowl. The offense in whole, even Musa Muhammad, was not that good. We didn't get, I didn't feel that he was a number one. He was a number two, a great number two. But, and I love one more thing about Rex Grossman. I remember Musa Muhammad dropping a pass in the end zone, and Rex Grossman running down the field and just chewing him out. Because that happened a lot. The Bears' offense have always just kind of been eh. And then here comes Jay Cutler. I'm from Tennessee. Jay Cutler's a Vanderbilt guy. I remember watching him in Denver going, man, he's good. He's got something to him. But, guys, he played different back then. Even his first, I'd say 2 or 3 years in Chicago, there was a little fire. There was a little aggressiveness. And then after that, man, he's gone. And he's not been good ever since. And a lot of people took up for him when he went to the Dolphins, but look how he's playing. I mean, you just don't play like you care. You don't play like you're a part of a team. Say what you want about Mike Glennon, but Mike Glennon at least acts like he cares, and at least seems like the team likes him. But it's time to put all that behind us. With the second-round pick, we got Mitch Trubisky. And I don't know if I fully believe in the guy, but God, I'm excited. I want to believe. Maybe as a Bears fan over the years we get burned out and we're just like, yeah, well, we'll see. Or maybe we'll have this great quarterback and never give him anything. Because you know how that goes too. Kevin White's not panning out. So we're still looking at receivers going. I think we're one great receiver away from having a great receiving corps. Because you'll have next year Cameron Meredith back. I like Kendall Wright. Kevin White will probably get picked up again, and then we'll probably keep like a Deontay Thompson, or if somebody can show some flash. Deontay Thompson, at least he'll have some speed to him, but that opens the door for, if we had one guy, it takes that talent level and it just lifts it all the way up. We got great tight ends. Our defense looks good. I think it's very important that we keep Vic Fangio. I don't like John Fox. I just don't think he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. I mean, my bad, Super Bowl winning coach. Sorry. But tonight is Mitch Trubisky versus the Minnesota Vikings. Monday night, and he's going up against a top defense. Now, keep in mind, they're not going to have a lot of plays for Mitch. So Mitch may come out of the gate and be hot for a game or two, but somebody's going to get his number. But we can't let down on the guy. As a Bears fans, we know when we can't believe in a quarterback. We've seen it so much. But this guy, we need to believe in for at least a year or two before we make our decisions. And I'm excited, and I'm happy for Glennon or Sanchez to be a backup. And, in my previous podcast episode, I talked about how I'm torn because I think Mitch is going to cause us to win a couple more games than what we should. We're still not going to the Super Bowl. And if we do, then that just tells you how bad the rest of the league is. But we need those draft picks. Can you imagine getting a top 5 draft pick next year? So I'm torn about that. If we weren't going to roll with Glennon, then maybe we should have tried Sanchez. But if Mitch is saying he's ready, and he's got this different look in his eye now. It's the kid eyes are gone, and now you're seeing more of the man appear, and that's what I want to see. I want to see this guy come in and be tough. And if Mitch doesn't work out, though, we need a guy like a Big Ben, Carson Wentz. We need a country strong, big, athletic. This guy's going to get it done in the winter in the elements quarterback. And but I'll stop with that talk. So what do you guys think? Are you excited as I am? Does this remind you of getting Jay Cutler at first, or when Rex Grossman come back from an injury? And that's what this reminds me of. I'm a little bit more excited, though, and I don't know why, because I know that we've got a doomed year. But anyway, I'll do another podcast tomorrow, so like, subscribe, comment. If anybody wants to join a podcast with me, let's get to communicating. Let's chat a while and make sure it's going to be something that you're going to be a part of. And we can Skype and move it forward. But I'm excited. Just a few more hours and the Mitch era begins.